Greetings to everyone who truly desires to finally understand stuttering or stammering, a so-called mysterious speech disorder, and eliminate all communication difficulties once and for all. Hi, I am Anna Dira, a former systemic speech therapist with 30 years of experience and an out-of-system master of oral speech for the last 12 years. My mentor and I have helped thousands of stutterers from various countries eliminate difficulties and tension in their speech in only 3 days. No matter their age, the language they spoke, and the severity or form of their stuttering, all our students have switched from stuttering behavior to the naturally balanced, normal speaking behavior given to them from birth. Millions of people wake up every morning, spend their whole day and fall asleep at night asking the same question: why do I stutter? In the previous video, I explained the main cause of stuttering. It's a variety of parental mistakes, preventing the child to learn standard speaking skills. I've pointed to the most common ones. Check out the link to that video in the description below. The bottom line, your parents didn't do an excellent job of teaching you to speak well. But we're not here to blame them. I'm sure they loved you and did what they thought was best for you. In this video, I'll show you one of the phenomena that aggravated your mom and dad's mistakes and turned you into a chronic stutterer. So sometimes the speech difficulty caused by parents' mistakes gets further aggravated due to a psychological trauma. Some distracting, painful, or frightening event may knock down a child's attention and divert it from copying the standard speech of his parents. Simply put, this is when a child turns away from parents and can no longer observe and imitate the way their speech organs move. For example, children often freeze at the moment of sudden and terrifying sounds. Various loud noises, aggressive actions of other people, or frightening scenes become imprinted in a child's memory in the form of obsessive, scary pictures. When this child remains focused on such mental images for too long, then over time they may cause her to begin thinking too much before starting to speak. Sometimes even one strong emotional switch of attention is enough for the child to stop imitating the speech of a model and fall into thoughts. For example, this often happens due to the unexpected barking of a dog and the subsequent loud panicking of the surrounding people worried about this event.
Hey, leave her alone.
Whose dog is this? This isn't right.
The dog shouldn't be off the leash.
Take care of your dog.
The child's consciousness may begin to constantly link her emotions of excitement and worry with human speech. Her agitated mind begins to automatically broadcast pictures of her negative past experience, preventing her from focusing on the subject of speech and the movements of her speech organ at the present moment. Simply put, instead of concentrating on speaking, the child is thinking about those mental images of the past and reacting to them. She begins to deeply and frequently breathe and falls into a panic attack. The child's memory may unconsciously imprint the traumatic situation she witnessed as a negative emotional lesson. once and for the rest of her life, she has learned to take the reflexive steps of speech preparation. An abnormal chain of preliminary thoughts automatically pops up in her mind. When the child needs to say something, she instantly recalls her negative experience. Reacting to it, she first panics and then fears making a speech mistake. Next, she becomes distracted by her thoughts, blocking the natural work of her speech organ. And finally, the child feels a painful stupor, which is the natural signal sent by her speech muscles that she tensed due to her abnormal behavior. After a traumatic experience, a young child may stop imitating the normal speech of her parents, and the natural process of learning to speak like mommy, daddy, and all other ordinary people becomes distorted, slows down, or begins to occur depending on such external conditions as emotional swings, that is, prolonged negative thoughts before speaking. Instead of saying word after word with her speech organ, she begins to think about something. At this moment, she constantly looks away from the person she's talking to. Her eyes wander helplessly around in search of help. Other parts of the body make useless auxiliary movements, and her speech organ produces meaningless feelers. Looking at this shy little girl, you may think, she's so cute. But if nobody redirects her from thinking about speech or anything else to speaking with her speech organ, then soon such an abnormal speech behavior inevitably becomes a habit. The child begins to run away from everything related to oral communication with people, becomes afraid of direct eye contact with them, and carefully avoids even looking at their speaking mouths. Now, can you learn to correctly move your speech organ without seeing someone model this action? Of course not. So the child remains an unskillful speaker. When she cannot avoid speech and must say something, she automatically begins to get ready to say, performing her unnatural preparatory behavior in front of a surprised audience. Over time, it is no longer cute and looks like this.
So like my problem is that I like stutter a lot, and like especially in front of lectures of people, which like makes me unable to like raise my hand in class, and it also like makes me like really like stressed and nervous.
Do you wonder why you can speak without difficulty when calm, but cannot utter a word in a stressful situation? This phenomenon indicates that your speech difficulties, initially caused by unintentional mistakes of your parents, became aggravated by some psychological trauma, which further distracted you from mimicking the naturally balanced speech behavior of your mother, father, and other ordinary people. When you want to say something, then instead of speaking, you begin to think about how to do this. All you need today is reliable, natural, and standard tools to instantly stabilize your attention. Focusing on operating them correctly, you will instantly normalize your speech behavior and end stuttering once and for all. But people who stutter are unaware of these tools. None of the emotionally unstable neurotic individuals know that the moment they focus on the standard production of each oral word with their speech organ, they stop diverting their attention to any preparatory thoughts. They stop thinking and begin speaking. To solve your nervousness due to uncertainty about speech, you should build your oral vocabulary as soon as possible. Nothing but the good old oral word will help you quickly eliminate your endless thoughts about how to say it. Awakened and gotten used to the simplicity and comfort of the natural speech tools, you will operate your speech organ with accuracy, ease, and pleasure, just like all our students at the end of their 3-day online class.
At the start of the program, I found it quite interesting that all I had to do was move my tongue and I wouldn't stutter anymore. I realized that I wasn't a special child and I was just like everyone else. I just had to move my tongue. And this was a really eye-opening experience for me because it was so simple. I began speaking without mistakes on day one. It was so surprising.
Are you surprised as well and wonder why you are still unaware of these magical speech tools of Mother Nature? Well, there is a big obstacle preventing people who stutter from acquiring these natural standard speech tools and reviving their stutter-free speech given to them at birth. I will tell you about this third cause of stuttering in my next video. See you there.